San Francisco's Cow Palace has hosted everything from rodeos to revival meetings. But last summer, it was home to something completely different. A trade show for marijuana. When I first began covering this story, marijuana was on the verge of becoming legal here in California. Inside, it already seemed pretty legal to me.
The coolest mug in the city, right here.
Everything was on offer. Pot smoothies, pot cookies. Every known device for smoking, inhaling, and generally consuming marijuana.
California was the wild, wild west 150 years ago, and it's the wild, wild west again now when it comes to cannabis.
Attorney William Panzer co-authored California's medical marijuana law back in 1996 to help seriously ill patients. But 15 years on, he says it's created the biggest marijuana marketplace in the country.
It's opened the door for a lot of different cannabis-related businesses. You can imagine when they repealed prohibition, the kind of industry that came up around alcohol, not just alcohol itself. Same thing was happening, and it's still happening here.
Today, under Proposition 215, almost any adult can get medical marijuana anytime. It's as easy as filling out a form, meeting with a doctor for a few minutes, and here, paying $100 for the wristband that says you're legal, and get you smoking your favorite bud within minutes.
How you doing, man? I'm Dar, by the way. Okay, nice to meet you. This is Derek.
Medical marijuana has also created a new kind of business opportunity for someone like Dar Man.
We actually have marijuana plants growing inside of our store. So it's 15,000 square feet.
A self-described potrepreneur, Man was making the rounds last summer with his business partner Derek Peterson.
Tell me, what are you trying to find here? What are you looking for?
Well, I mean, just looking around, there's different types of apparel companies, seed companies, medical marijuana recommendation centers.
Their plan was nothing if not ambitious. A chain of marijuana superstores in California and many of the 15 other states that have adopted medical marijuana laws in recent years. In this Walmart of weed, they would sell all of the supplies a grower might need, everything but pot itself. But for Mann and Peterson, the big prize was across the bay in Oakland, where that same summer, the city was making headlines with a bold new plan.
Oakland could soon become the first city in the country to make growing pot in large warehouses legal.
Last night, Oakland becoming the first city to authorize industrial-scale farms to grow medical marijuana. Starting next year, the city...
Oakland's idea was to auction off 4 licenses for massive indoor grow facilities to supply the state's medical marijuana dispensaries, the first official experiment with industrial-scale pot production in the country. Oakland city officials were feeling pretty confident about the plan. In October, at the opening of the We Grow Marijuana Superstore, the main candidates for mayor were running hard on the economics of pot production.
People often ask me, how much taxes do we get currently? Under the current system, we're getting just under $1 million in taxes, sales tax for the medical marijuana. But when the production facilities come online, we're estimating the first few years $5 to $8 million. Now that is a sizable chunk of change.
Was the city council and the city of Oakland perhaps dazzled by the great riches that were going to come our way? Absolutely. They talked about it, calling it the green rush, right? In line with the gold rush. This is the new green rush.
Oakland's then city attorney, John Russo, said the plan faced big legal hurdles, but the city was determined to push forward.
You can understand, municipal budgets are under tremendous stress. When you're talking about laying off police officers, closing libraries, and along comes this idea that at minimal expense will allow the city to pick up several $1 million worth of revenue, of course they were eager to do that.
Oakland is very proud to be able to combine our progressive politics and good business today.
But Oakland's plan to grow medical marijuana got the attention of the U.S. Department of Justice.
You started getting signals from the feds that this was not a good idea.
Signals is a very subtle way of describing it, and they were very clear with me verbally and came to visit me on 2 different occasions to tell me, in effect, what is Oakland doing? This is clearly not legal.
A few hours' drive north of Oakland, another plan to regulate medical marijuana growing was being launched, more quietly and carefully, in an area known as the Emerald Triangle. Though you'll see only a few outward signs of it, these little towns are home to some of the biggest pot-producing farms in the country. The hippies who pioneered pot growing here decades ago are still around. But the business has scaled up dramatically in the last few years, with vast pot fields set up like organic farms, and state-of-the-art equipment to help get more pot to market faster for younger growers like Joey Berger.
This sound that we're hearing, this noise, this is the noise of an industry here. Yeah, the Twister is the leading cannabis trimming machine on the market today. It can turn the workforce of 5 into the workforce of 30 or more. And it's revolutionizing the way medical cannabis collectives process. And they're able to save money, and they're able to pass those savings on to their patients.
Growers at farms Berger works with are careful to say all this pot is headed for medical marijuana patients and dispensaries, and not the black market. But it's been getting harder for local law enforcement to tell the difference. That's why last year, Mendocino County launched an unusual program. Sergeant Randy Johnson was put in charge.
Well, it's new territory. None of us have ever done anything like this. It's not even all the way legal. I mean, it's legal in our county.
Johnson used to bust local pot growers. Now he's working with them.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Matt Cohen is one of the new breed of growers in the county.
How's everything going?
Busy, busy, busy.
For years, he says he's tried to run his medical marijuana operation like a legitimate business. So when the county announced a new program to license pot growers, he was one of the first to sign up.
Right here, you can see it says Mendocino County Sheriff on it. It's upside down, though.
These zip ties mark the plant as legal.
Okay.
Cohen paid $50 for each of the ties, $1,500 to join the program, and $500 for every inspection. In return, Cohen gets to grow a lot more plants than otherwise allowed, up to 99 of them, which can generate several $100,000 a year in income for his farm co-op. And he gets to do all this without any fears of getting busted by the sheriff.
And have you been having any problems with your security, or has that been working out well?
No, it's been working good. I want to see the whole program succeed. I want to see the county succeed. I want to see Mendocino County be the Napa of cannabis after Prohibition. You know, I want all the good people in this community that are doing what they're doing, I want them to be doing it legally and still have a job.
If you get this, so it's maybe use cable so you can make it tight so that you don't have that loop.
They don't swoop into each other.
Some people are watching this right now shaking their heads, saying, I can't believe there's a cop in uniform that's working with marijuana people. We're not a bunch of Cheech and Chong law enforcement officers that are encouraging people to grow marijuana. Nothing could be farther from the truth. Okay, thank you.
Mendocino County Sheriff Tom Allman has been walking a tightrope with marijuana growers for years. Then came medical marijuana and increasing confusion about what's legal and what's not.
We're trying to remove the gray area. We're trying to make it black and white. And if we can remove the gray, if we can remove the inconsistencies, if we can have people not confused about the marijuana laws, then I've succeeded.
How do you keep track of what Matt is growing here?
When we first began filming last fall, only about 20 growers had signed up for the tagging program, generating a few $100,000 in fees for the cash-strapped county.
The cannabis is grown in Mendocino County through the local regulation ordinance here.
But Cohen, like other growers in the program, has a problem: getting his product to his customers.
Well, basically, I'm the boss, and I got to make this run because our 2 guys got nailed 2 days in a row last week, so I'm making the run.
2 of Cohen's delivery men were pulled over at random by police in neighboring Sonoma County